Shout out to CP. This is your mom, Cheryl. I am coming to answer all of those questions that you wanted me to answer about fostering. And also, you're going to see the words flash up on the screen about what fostering means to me. Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? This your mom, Cheryl, back with another video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm often approached with a curious inquiry. I'm always asked this special question. What is it that you like and what is it that you least like about being a foster mom? Or about taking care of my kiddos, right? What fuels my happiness and my eagerness in the role of a foster parent? So, let's get into it. I'm going to say, what I like. I'm going to tell y'all what I least like. I'm going to just try to get all those questions answered in this video. So, what my eagerness is and why I love to be a foster mom is it helps me to help so many kiddos. And conversely, I'm going to explain to y'all what are the challenges that weigh heavy on my heart as being a foster parent, okay? So, to say that, I like to be a foster mom because it gives me a way to be selfless, to give love. I like to show them caring, especially for my kiddos that had those challenges, right? I try to give them trust and allow them to trust me and know that I'm going to be here and try to be their biggest support, right? So today I'm just going to address, you know, these pressing questions that you guys bring to me and that you want to know, hey, if you want to be a foster parent. So I'm pretty sure you want to know some of the things that is that's good about it, which I explain what I feel is good about it to me. Just knowing that I've helped a kiddo. And usually my kiddos age out. I do have some that return back home to their parent. So for me, I rarely ever have any turnovers in my home. So lots of love, I could say that, right? And my kiddos always come back to me. So that's the thing I like about it, just letting them know that they have that support system and a mom, right? So those pressing questions, and let's provide like some insight into just my experience, right? um just when my kids was younger, I, working in an outpatient department, working in a day treatment department, or working in residential with the kiddos. We don't have a lot of time with them, right? So I always said once my kiddos got to be adults and once they graduated from school and once they became independent, then I would start doing foster parenting. So I started doing foster parenting in 2014, but I've been working with kiddos since 1994, since my last baby was born. So it's been over 30 years, right, that I've been working with kiddos. But just like I said, just a short time since I've been fostering kiddos. So, driving my passion and just the profound impact I can have on the children's lives, uh, just by stepping in as a caregiver, not just seeing them once a week for an hour or 2 hours, because they still got the rest of that time, right? So I try to instill in them everything I could in that 1 hour or 2 hours to kind of help them until they come back the next week. So just stepping up as a caregiver and being able to just work with them 24 hours, right? Just around the clock. That's my the reason why I do it, right? So to answer that question, that's my strive. That is why I really became a caregiver, just so I can give more and be selfless and try to help these kiddos to be all that they can be. to be the best productive adults that they can be, and help them to be able to incorporate, to get back and navigate in society, right? um, we all have some traumas, but sometimes we just handle it a little different. Nobody can handle it the same way. So I just strive to help the young ones, as I said, to navigate through their darker moments. And I strive to replace them with brighter experiences. Okay. So when y'all look at our channel, you will see that we take trips, we do parties, we have fun. We always include our kiddos. And as I said, I don't really use foster in my home. You'll always hear my kiddos call me mom, because that's just what I want to be to them. Just a parent, just their mom, just there for them. I don't want them to feel like, they're not a part of the family, right? So in our channel, you'll always see that I try to give my kiddos that brighter experience, that family love, and I try to be an example of that to them too. You might not always see my kiddos on the camera. That's just because if they're young or foster kids, then we don't put them on the camera a lot. But the older kiddos, you might see them on there. But they here, and they're included in whatever we do, right? As I said, we want to give them those experiences. There is nothing more rewarding than witnessing the progress of a child as they heal and grow. I try to instill everything in them because I want them to heal from that challenge that they had, right? I want them to take whatever I can give them and hopefully, just put that medicine on whatever that little I call it a little sore. You want to heal it. You want it to scab over. I know it's not all going to go away, but I'm going to try to put everything I can on it to make it heal to where you probably can't see it, right? So that's my strive, and that's kind of why I do it, right? I want them to heal and grow, and knowing that my presence has contributed to their happiness. So that's the first part of it, y'all. That's why I do what I do as a foster parent. So we got that question out the way. Now, for the more pressing question, what is it that I least like, right, about being a foster parent? Drum roll. Going on and see it, sure, what is that you least like? Okay. However, fostering, I'm going to give y'all all of it, is not without its heartaches, right? One of the most challenging, to me, the most challenging aspects of this journey of being a foster parent, y'all, I'm going to give y'all an example. I had one of my kiddos, right? She had autism. Um, she just had a lot of challenges that was going on. And then when you pour all that love into them and you make them a part of your family. So the most challenging thing for me is when I have to say goodbye. It's a good thing for them, but it's always a sad thing for me. And it's usually sad for my family too, because we bring them in and we're all as one. So whenever one of my kiddos get to go back home or, they replace with their family, it's a good thing. It is. I love whenever my kiddos get to go back home, right? But just saying goodbye to the child, who has been in your home, whether it's a year. Most of my kids are in my home from like kiddos until they get to be adults. As I say, unless they go back home or unless they age out. So when they place back with their family, wow, it is indeed a positive step for them, right? It's something to be joyous about, and that's what you want. You want them to know that, oh, I'm going back home. hopefully everything is there to support the kiddos. I try to make sure I give them everything so that it's nothing but positivity and nothing but elevation for them, right? Because it's a positive step for them to go back home and allowing them to reunite with their biological families. That is those heartache for me, and that is the most thing that I dislike being a foster parent. Is having to attach yourself, and then you got to detach, right? Because you want them to be able to reunite with their families. That's just such a blessing for that to happen, right? um, it brings with it a sense of loss that is difficult to articulate sometimes, especially a lot of people say with the babies. Because you have them from like newborn, and you have them, 2 or 3 or 4, and then when they have to go back to their biological family, sometimes that is really sad. It's really sad and heartbreaking for us, but it is a positive for the kiddos. So um, these children become a part of my life, right? And just the departure of it, that's the stuff that we go through, but it's necessary because it's a win-win for them. But saying all of that, hopefully I answered those questions that you guys was asking about Miss Cheryl, what is it that's good about it? What is it that's just not so good about it? Hopefully with me pouring my heart out and just explaining to y'all where I'm coming from on my side, and hoping that you become a foster parent. We need a lot of foster parents, and just be good and kind and just love on them, right? Because everybody done had those little situations. And if you take it away from your biological family, that's an incident, a rough incident that they go through. So they need that love. They need somebody to care for them. They need somebody to be selfless, right? So, with that said, it all hinged on with that sadness. And y'all don't worry about it. Y'all know I got my kiddos, right? So I often refer to that as bittersweet, right? But it's a clean slate. It's a moment filled with the hope for them as a new beginning, right? So, y'all have any questions? Y'all have any comments? Let's talk about it. Comment down below. If you're thinking about being a foster parent, if that's something that's weighing heavy on your heart, if you want to discuss it, if you want to ask me questions about it, if you want to ask what trainings do I need to be a foster parent, how do I become a foster parent? I would love, love, love to share that with you and have those comments and talk to you about it, right? Um, and like I said, it's a hope, it's a new beginning for them, but yet it's overshadowed by the emotional pain of just letting go. Okay, so like I said, that's what's a little heartbreaking for me. Okay. Um, any questions, any comments, anything that you guys want to discuss? Now's the time. Now's the time to ask those challenging questions. If you have any questions about how to become a foster mom, if you have any questions about what trainings do I need, who can I reach out to be a foster mom, what age ranges, that you want to work with being a foster mom, it's whatever you're comfortable with. I do newborn all the way up to 21, right? Oh, and also what's heart wrenching too is when one of my kiddos, when they age out, I know that's a new thing for them, right? As I said, it's a new stepping stone for them, but that's another thing that's heart wrenching to me because I know they're getting ready to be an adult and they're going to be out there on their own. So when my kiddos age out of the foster care system, often it's around the age of 18. But my kiddos, a lot of time they like to stay until they get 21. So I keep them from 18 to 21, and for me in my area, it's called Countdown to 21. So even though they're still in the program, it's counting them down to when they age all the way out, right? And when they become young adults. So the emotions is kind of similar to me. It's a little bit different, but it's kind of similar because when your biological kiddos, when they get ready to start their journey of life, you be sad about that too. I know I was. I'm still in my kids' business. But I kind of come back a little bit unless they tell me they need me. But for the most part, I'm still all in it. So while I celebrate their transition into adulthood and their independence, I'm still often reminded of the precious time we shared with each other. In closing, y'all, we're about to close this thing out. I hope this reflection that I've explained provides clarity on the joys and the challenges of fostering. I invite you all to connect with our family further, whether it's through TikTok, whether it's through Instagram, and you can also meet us on our website at www.thecpfamily.com, where we share more of our stories, and we also do blogs. You guys will be able to see that on there. And don't forget to do what? Hit that like button, subscribe, so you don't miss out on so much more that I would love to share with you guys. If you want to donate, we would love that too. That's only going to help me to do more for my kiddos. We try to take them on trips. We try to take them and let them feel those experiences. We just try to give them everything that they need, right? So our channel name, our handle name on Instagram is CPFamily989. Our handle name on TikTok is the same, CPFamily989. And with that said, I'll talk to you guys again later. And thanks for enjoying and watching the CP Family. Take care. Bye. Until next time.